Hello. I'm making another video. It's kind of bonkers. Normally about 6 months in between. I have actually done something on this map, although it's mainly defences and stuff. There appears to be somebody here who also is a person who might, yes, who might be my daughter, Mermaid Queen YT. Sorry, underscore YT. Is that still your name, or have you changed it again?
Mermaid underscore Queen YT.
Oh, that's it. Mermaid Face YT.
Mermaid underscore Queen YT.
Right. Don't you mean Mermaid Queen underscore YT?
No, Mermaid underscore Queen YT.
Right, anyway, video. So, yeah. So, I've been doing stuff. I did something, right? Finally. I thought, oh, I know, I want to build a harbour. So, I kind of got started on that, and then I got a bit sidetracked by something that was awesome, and I'll show you what that is, and maybe how you can make some awesomeness too. It's not just for me. We've got to share the awesomeness, haven't we?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, I'll go on because I got a bit sidetracked, and then I went on and started building some other stuff in the village, like another castle, and yeah, and the rest of the walls. I've got this kind of thing going on around here now. I'm not sure about the ditch. Oh, are we lagging a bit here? Laptop's sort of running like poop at the minute. I'll just take a little trip round the perimeter. You can kind of see. Yeah, that's okay. You just keep. Yeah, good. Are we having some Java issues here? No, you can't say anything
Why?
because you're not allowed.
Please.
Let's see. I'm not quite finished round here. It seems to be. Yeah.
Very important.
We're having some glitchiness. I've just been working on this tower as well. You might have seen some of the tutorial thing about the battlements, another video that I did that was terrible. And yeah, I decided to make this quite substantial from the outside. And sort of, yes, it's the old sort of is back. Always with the sort of, yeah. It's like a solid walls and a barrage of arrow loops, a battery of arrow loops facing in this direction, but it's open towards. Right, well, you can say something next week when I finish the video. It's open back to here, you see, so it's not very. Even if an enemy were to take over this tower, for instance, then it's not particularly got a defensive aspect towards the rest of the defences inside the village. There you go. Now, what do you want to say?
So there's a lot of and sort ofs in this video. There's this man right here who I'm touching the nose of.
Well, thanks, yeah. Yep.
Doesn't know.
Sort of.
Doesn't know
Sort of.
how to speak how to.
Well, I could just be like every other YouTuber and be like, "Oh my god!" Because that's all I ever hear coming out of your computer. Yeah. Alright, so over here we got a castle! Whoa! You know, like that. You know, I could
Top
go.
of the morning to you, laddies.
Jacksepticeye's pretty cool. But, yeah, anyway.
Just too full of energy.
Yeah, he's cool though. He's
Top of the morning to you, laddies.
I'm not dissing anyone by name. Anyway, silence. So, I built a castle. But anyway, let's get to this coolness. Alright, right, shut up. Okay, get Smoky Bacon.
Yay.
Get out!
By the way, that is the flavour of Walker's crisps. Get them, they're so good.
No, they're not. They're the worst. They smell like paprika that's been thrown on a tyre fire.
People don't even know what paprika is.
Some people do. Get out. Right, I'm sorry about this. Give me something that isn't it. Right, okay, first things first. I got another mod. You're wondering how to get in here. You might have seen a portcullis like this elsewhere, but you can't get through it. What? Oh my god. It works. Alright, we've seen Melissa's doors before. Yes, seriously. Working stuff. Some serious entrance arrangements to this here castle. It was meant to just be a keep and a little wooden wall. And it's just like, yeah, I have about 60 gates. And then you have to come all the way around it. Kind of went for a 12th century style on the keep. Yeah, it's like a, I don't know, maybe like Richmond in Yorkshire. Checking this out. How are we going to get across here? Oh no. Yeah, okay. There's a bit of a glitch, you know, and the textures tend to change around a little bit. But hey, it's kind of cool. We've got working stuff, yo. I even made a funky door. You can make composites as well. So this mod that I made these with is little tiles. You can see, yeah, okay, textures change, like I said, bit glitchy. But little tiles. Look at this stuff. Yeah, working shutters. I mean, you don't just have to do medieval stuff. You could have it. You can see with the portcullis and all the rest, you can have sliding doors. You can make turning bridges and all the rest of it. Just nipping up inside the old tower here. I don't know why. Just running up the stairs, man. Oh my god. Don't be eating them crisps near me. Get out. Just get your tire fire smell away. No. No! It's just bacon breath. But not bacon. It's not real. Oh, is it? It does not taste like bacon. It's a bacon of falsehood. It's not real. Yeah, or prawn cocktail. No. These are yets, sort of iron gates. Anyway, there we are. So there, you're liking that? Are you liking it? I could give you a full tour of the place, but you know, I'd just bore the hell out of you. I'll go in the Great Hall because I'm quite, apart from the screens passage thing. Oh, there's a kitchen in here as well. There we go, kitchen. Quite generic medieval kitchenish. This is a bit Great Hall by numbers, but hey, nice floor. Thanks, Conquest. Okay, so yeah, I've got to redo the screens passage, but I'm quite liking that. You know, it's all right. It's all right. So I've shown you most of the openy closey things, and you can make them pretty big as well. Like out here on the main sort of, oh, I had to do it, didn't I? Main gate to the village. No, I missed my ramp. Okay, we've got. Check this beast out. Whoa, look at that. And like with the door into the keep that I was just showing you up there, you can make composites as well with this little tiles mod. So I've got a bit of a pivot for the bridge there, and you might just see. No, you can't see. I'll just have to jump down the bridge pit and show you there, just to sort of illustrate my point, sort of, in a sort of-y kind of way. There we go. We've got a counterweight as well. You see, like that, made out of an iron block, shoved on the back. So rather than, you know, bore you with a minuscule look at this little toilet that I made in the walls of my castle or whatever, I'll just try and quickly show you. In fact, I've got a few things laid out that'll help, hopefully. This is the portcullis, basically. It's probably one of the more complex things. So, little tiles. We've got a whole set of tools, you can see. Most of them begin with little. So we've got various things. I don't know how to use them all, but I'll just show you how to make some moving stuff, get you started, because it can. There's a few tutorials and things, but it takes a little bit of, you know, finding and all the rest of it. So this is not a tutorial, but it's something. So let's get one of these, and oh, what did I make the portcullis out of? Can I type dark? Wow, yes, dork, more like. Okay. I love the fact I can just seem to be able to tap caps lock so comprehensively and screw up so badly. Alright, so we've got stuff here. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got the hammer. So we've got the little hammer, and we've got the dark iron block. Okay, obviously you could make your gates, portcullises, bridges out of wool or cake or anything else you so desire, but hey, let's go with iron, because it seems to be a sensible choice. Right, so we're right clicking on the hammer, and we take this block out of the inventory. This is necessary for the little tiles mod, basically. So this is what you want to be doing first and foremost. It makes the block able to be manipulated by the other elements of the mod. So it's this is a first step. And you can see, I don't know if my mouse pointer is going to show up in the video, but below hammer it and above the color bars below that, you can see a tiny dot, but it'll become more visible as I change this here, like so. Okay, and you can see you've got 16 by 16 by 16. That should show up at least, and you can manipulate the sizes of your block. And it takes a bit of planning out. I did do a kind of failed attempt at a proper tutorial of how to make this portcullis, you know, from muzzle to butt plate with all the measurements and everything, but I'll yeah, hurl that across there. Anyway, I basically made a few of these kind of pieces like so, because once you've chosen your size, you click the hammer it. So I don't know, I'll just make one for the hell of it. You know, do a 10 and 11 by 8 and put the block in there. That would help, wouldn't it? And then we press hammer it, and then you see in your inventory, I'll just highlight it, hopefully it'll appear. So notice that the mouse pointer doesn't always seem to be present, but yeah, we've got 4 of these things here. They're not actually the right size. Next thing, anyway, you want to shape those bits, so I kind of laid out a minimal amount that I'd need, and then once you've made these things, then you can, once you've made one of each particular section that's able to be replicated, essentially, then you do replicate them and stick them all together to make something approximating this, for instance. So started off with this, and then I carved them out using, get rid of this, boom, off you go, fatty. Alright, tools. I used the little utility knife. There are similarities that some people draw between this mod and chisels and bits, although there are obviously some differences, i.e. being able to kind of make moving doors and stuff. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of other stuff that I really haven't explored at all. I just saw the moving doors and thought, right, I'm having that. So that's where we at. So basically, a bit like chisels and bits, then you can use this fella, and if you right click it, then you can choose between. It's not quite as user friendly as chisels and bits, dare I say. No offense to the mod creator there, because it is an awesome mod in its own right. But yeah, you can choose between this, and obviously you can change these power figures, these sizings of the area that's manipulated, and the shape of the area that's manipulated. So it's, if you've seen chisels and bits, it's quite similar in that respect. So I do a plain one, say, and that's you get that up if you right click, and if you left click, then you get your plane. You got a cube. We'll do 5, yo. Alright, so let's do a cube of 5. Left click and boom, chop the chunk out. There you go. So pretty much, I'll set it today, shall I? Is caps lock on again? Wow, I'm just amazing at that. Really good. So, oh, nearly. I'm getting quicker, yeah. I'm getting quicker, bro. Right, so use this little fella here to chop out these various shapes, like so. And it takes a bit of trial and error, and you do have to be careful with this mod, because unlike chisels and bits, you don't have an undo. So yeah, if you go wrong, then you're kind of starting again, so far as I'm aware. I don't think there's an undo function just yet, so do be careful when you're just make sure it's in the right plane, because it can swap on you, and then you end up just little utility knifing a little piece out where you didn't want a little piece gone. So yeah, so starting with those, carve them out, and then after that we get one of these fellas, and you just see it's kind of like a big blank canvas, essentially a little recipe. So I'll ditch the knife for the minute. I don't think we need the knife anymore. So let's have a look at this fella here then. I'll get the canvas on. Where are we on? 9? Is it 9? No. Is it 8? Yes, it's 8. So go pro skills. So you can see I just right clicked it. Pardon me, by the way. I right clicked it twice. It's very like the selection process is rather like let's have a think. It's a bit like World Edit. So if you've got a large thing like this, then you want to right click, say, at this top corner, and then right click the diagonally opposite corner to encompass the whole thing. But the way I found to do things was to say make one of these, and you can see on the canvas in the hotbar there's an image, an effigy. No, you can see I basically captured the thing onto it's been placed onto the canvas in 3D, and I'm also holding it in my hand, like so. So you need to do that for each of these pieces that you've carved, these composite sections of the larger whole that you're about to create. So you end up with quite a lot of these little canvas things, these little recipes. So once you've got your little recipe, we need to go back into the tools again. It's a bit, you know, it's quite a staged process. But after that, yeah, I said but. So what? No, it's okay. I'm just messing about. Right. So we've got the wrench. You see, we've got the little wrench out. I just right-clicked and I have popped the little recipe into the appropriate square aperture thing. You can put it in there. I don't know. I'm not sure what this is for. Don't ask me, because I'm still finding out how this mod works. I got to a certain point and I'm happy enough. So yeah, you put your little recipe in there and you press craft, okay, or craft if you prefer. Take that out, otherwise it'll just hurl it across the landscape. So yeah, make sure you've got an inventory space spare to pop your recipe back in if you want to keep it. Okay, so there we are, and then I guess that's 7, is it? Yep. So now we've got our piece, and you can build these pieces up. I think if you hold shift and it sort of kind of locks them to the grid, whereas you can just place them more freehand without holding shift, essentially, like so. Yeah, that's that. So you can see I'm kind of building this thing up. So I did make, like I say, a few separate bits. So this bottom section that I just lopped about and chopped squares out of, that ended up simply just being the spikes. This piece ended up being the bars, and then I made a separate piece, or 2 separate pieces, for the sides that's run in the wall grooves, like so. So anyway, that's why I've dug a pit here as well, so I could stick the spikes on the bottom. As stupid as it sounds, it helps to get them lined up. So that's how that is. So once you've built your whole thing out of your various pieces, constituent parts, you want to get another little recipe and capture the whole thing. I'll do that. I will do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Right, let's get rid of these. So I don't think we need them. Okay. So I'll get a recipe sorted out, and let's show you kind of where we go from here, because this is the important bit, the sort of making a door bit, and it's again a little bit of trial and error might be required. So we've got first position, click second position, so you can see how we've got the whole thing, and we're holding a little sort of miniature version of it there, and you can also see it in the hotbar. Alright, so I don't know why I got rid of the wrench, that was a bit foolish. Anyway, not to worry, we need the wrench again. Okay, and just rocking the pro skills, yo. We don't want to do that yet. Fool! Right, okay, let's go back to 9. Okay, now we've got the little recipe. Yes, okay. We've got our entire portcullis captured. Okay. Now, I want to right click again. Now, I'm sorry about this. Okay. And there's a number of options I haven't used, but you can see the kind of versatility that we're looking at here. Alright, with these all these options. So, and I've hardly even used any of them. I've only used door and sliding door, like door for the shutters and doors, and sliding door for the portcullis. So we go sliding door, and this value here, obviously it's going up on this. I guess, yeah, you can make it change in different directions, down. I'm not sure, relative direction, yeah, it points directly towards you. Okay, so up. You choose a value here. I think I went for something like 44, something like that. But this interface is more perhaps important when you're making a door. So if you're making a drawbridge, for instance, then you can use these controls like reset, change, and flip view, and essentially have the axis that it pivots around, and change that and have that at a point that you so desire. So you notice that big bridge that I made, the actual pivot point was about a third of the way along with the counterweight and all the rest of it. So it's these controls perhaps are more relevant. Reset, change, and flip are more relevant if you're making a door that pivots rather than a sliding door. Yeah. Anyway, and this is the speed at which it'll move when you activate it. So you know, with the portcullis, you probably want something maybe 30 or 40, going fairly slow, keeping it. I don't know. I went 44. Should we go what 30? We go 30 and see how it looks, and then we just save it. Okay, so you press save, and then we'll do what 7, 8? No, yeah, 8. So we get the wrench out. We've got our pattern. We've made it into a door now, and then craft. Don't forget to take that out of there, and then here's our sliding door. What is a portcullis? You. Okay, so I think we'll just press 9. Now it does help, okay, to have these things, operate these things, at least in creative, with just nothing in your hand, because otherwise you end up placing a block somewhere in the middle of whatever you just put down. You sort of you'll put a block in your door, and it'll be quite annoying. But there we go. That is kind of how you can make stuff happen. Now it's different with bridges and things, you know, like I said, and ordinary doors that pivot open. You do have to set your pivot point, and that can take a little bit, again, of trial and error, just getting the pivot point in the right place. Sometimes they don't always play nice with the things that you're positioning around them as well. It almost helps to have nothing where you're wanting your doorway to be, and then build your doorway around it. And even then, these blocks here, just maybe notice them, are actually more of these little tiles bits, because chisels and bits and vanilla blocks don't tend to play so nice with them either. So I've made all these portcullis groove sections out of little tiles blocks, and these filling sections just either side of the portcullis, front and back. Yep, those are all little tiles bits, because they tend to play a bit nicer, like I say. So filling in a block's width around the edge of it with further little tiles pieces. So bear that in mind. That's something else that you might wish to do to have a successful opening or closing door furniture, door something, you know, door. That'll do. Enough of that. But anyway, giving you a few hints anyway, and I'm hoping that it'll, well, I don't know, save having to fool about to a certain degree with trial and error. It'll give you a bit of a head start, hopefully. So I'm going to just disappear past my multitude of defences here. Feel very safe. They don't have sound effects, unfortunately, but well, there's minor sound effects. Yes, I'm going to go and chill in the great chamber that's unfurnished. That's kind of, yeah. Yes. Just, wow, you could just operate these. That's kind of why there's a pit in the floor, by the way. So there we are. Anyway, I'll stop waffling at you now, and you can get yourself little tiles. It seems to work with all the other mods I've got. It's like the 33rd mod that I have, including some of my crappy sideways blocks and stuff. But yeah, get a hold of it for yourself. Have a tinker about. I hope this has been a bit of an insight, you know, something to get you started off anyway. Oh, the church had a facelift to a leadish, kind of greenish roof. It's sort of, it's a bit Marmite, if you know what Marmite is. I don't know, it's grown on me now. Not that I've turned green, but yeah, I kind of started to quite like it, so I might leave it. Anyway, right, okay, that's quite enough of that. I shall perhaps do a bit more. Might even build some domestic buildings and finish these off at some point. But yeah, the village is coming along a little bit. But in the meantime, as always, I wish you guys well, and all the best. Boom.